Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ella and today I'm going to tell you my summer TBR. It is, like many of my TBRs thus far, highly unrealistic and just too large. But I have a good variety of books that I want to read this summer, which I'm saying that that's starting from now, which is like the end of June through like mid-September. So it's possible I could read a majority of these books, but not super likely, but we're gonna do our best, as always. I've got a few rereads in here, some nonfiction, and then some library books. And let's just get into it. Let's talk about these books that I'm so excited to read. Start with the library books first because they're going to be read the soonest and I'm probably not going to read all the way through them. So I've got Write Your First Novel by Gilbert Morris and Steve Laub. This is obviously like a nonfiction guide to help you write your first novel, clearly based on the title. It's got like some workshop things in it that you can practice with. This one I'll probably read most of, but I have another book in here that I own that's specifically about writing as well. As you can tell, I'm trying to write something, so I will let you know if this is helpful or if the other book that I have is more helpful when I read both of them. The last library book I have is The Secret Lives of Planets by Paul Murden. I got this because I'm specifically looking for books about Venus, Mars, and Earth, but mostly Venus, and it's incredibly difficult to find books specifically about Venus, especially like in my state library system, we just don't have that much. So I'm probably going to skim this for the information that I'm looking for and not read the whole thing. So I don't know if I'm even going to count this as a read book, but that will be read soon. I just started 7 Days in June yesterday. I read the first 2 chapters. It's very good so far. I'm liking it a lot. I got this last year and I specifically waited until June to read it, and it's almost the end of June. So I need to get this done this week. And I think I'm gonna like it just based on the first 2 chapters. It's a second chance romance story. Both of the main characters are writers. The female main character writes like erotic books, and then the male one, I guess, writes more like normal books. And they're secretly writing to each other in their books through all these years since the first time they were together. And then they're gonna meet back up, obviously, for the second chance several years after their first encounter. And it's supposed to be really romantic. People like it. People have said good things about this book, so I'm hoping to finish this one this week. My next read after that is going to be Les Mis by Victor Hugo. As you can see, I've already started my annotation guide and I've already read like the first page just so I could get an understanding of how I wanted to annotate things. I am planning to see the touring musical show at the end of July. So I want to have this done by the end of July. As you can see, it is an enormous book. So I'm going to have to read like 40 to 60 pages every single day for that to be possible. That's the goal. We shall see how that goes. I'm going to keep you updated. I'm probably going to do like a whole individual reading vlog of just reading Les Mis because it's enormous. So yeah, wish me luck. Next on my summer TBR is A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. This cover is gorgeous. This is probably one of the prettiest books I own. This is a fantasy romance. I got this last year and I still haven't read it yet, and I haven't read a fantasy period in a while, and I've been wanting to read one. I don't know a whole lot about this. It's like a dark academia fantasy romance where the main character and the male love interest are gonna meet up on this dilapidated castle by the ocean and strange things are going on. Pretty standard romantic fantasy dark academia stuff. I really hope I like it. The cover is gorgeous. Primary reason I picked it up was because of the cover. Let me know if you read this and if you liked it, so I will read it sooner. Next on the summer TBR is When Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill. I hauled this in the last video. This is also kind of a fantasy. It is about this girl whose aunt turns into a dragon along with many other women across the United States in an event called the Dragoning, but her mom does not turn into a dragon. It's forbidden to talk about the dragoning, but obviously the main character wants to know what happened to her aunt and why didn't it happen to her mom. It's not that long, and I really want to read this. I've wanted to read it since I picked it up a month ago, so this is definitely on my summer TBR, and I'm predicting this is going to be like a 5-star new favorite for me. That's just the vibes that I'm getting from this book right now. So let me know if you read this one as well, because I've only heard great things about it. Next is Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. I have 3 Kristen Hanna books. I have not read a single one of them yet. I think this one is probably the most summer-y. All of them are lit fic, including this one. This one follows 2 women who became friends at a young age, like in elementary school, and then remain friends for like 30 years, and then something is going to happen to jeopardize their friendship and their relationship, and we're going to see if they can come through it. That's all I know about it, and I've been wanting to read a Kristen Hanna book for a long time. They are all quite thick, that's why I haven't read them yet, but this one seems like it would be good for the summer season. Okay, next I'm gonna do a reread of The Handmaid's Tale and then read for the first time The Testaments, which is the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale. I read The Handmaid's Tale a few years ago. I remember it was like a 3-star. There are certain things about the plot of the book that I don't particularly like very much, but I do want to reread it and annotate it because it is a big inspiration for me for the thing that I want to write. And then I want to read The Testaments because I have not read this yet. And I'm just wanting to see how Margaret Atwood like expands this world. I've seen the first 3 seasons of the show. I haven't finished it, but I do like The Handmaid's Tale. I love the message of it. There were certain things I didn't love about the book, but I do want to reread it and annotate it and see if maybe I can appreciate it more now that we basically live in the real life Handmaid's Tale. So that's fun. Fun summer vibes. It's not a summer reading if there's no romance. So I picked Persuasion by Jane Austen. I read Pride and Prejudice last year. It's difficult for me to understand Jane Austen's writing, which makes me feel dumb. It shouldn't, because I'm sure many people struggle with it. But I've read other classic literature and not had the same issue that I have had with Jane Austen's literature. I don't know what it is about like the words she chooses and the way that she chooses to write them, but it is difficult for me to understand. I couldn't understand Pride and Prejudice until I listened to the audiobook, and then it made sense. I'm hoping I don't have the same issue with this. I did skim the first page and it was kind of difficult for me to understand what she was talking about. If I need to get the audiobook for it, I will. But it's not very long, and it is romance, and it's her last completed novel. And I do eventually want to read all of her books, and I have this one, so hopefully I like it. And then I have King of Pride by Anna Wong. This has been on probably every TBR for a year. I got it a while ago. I've been wanting to read it for a while. I have to read it this summer because I've been saying that I'm going to read it for probably a year now. This is the sequel to King of Sin. They are both adult romances. The first one is like a forced marriage type situation. It's kind of like mob boss-y, but not really. They're just ultra rich, like billionaire people, which normally in real life I hate, but in the romance book I quite liked. So this is the second book in that series. It follows different characters, but they're like named characters in the first book, and it's their romance story, and it's probably kind of very similar, just like a different dynamic of relationship. But I think I'm gonna like it because I really liked King of Sin. So hopefully I do like this one. Okay, and then the final books on my summer TBR are going to be nonfiction, starting with The Women's Suffrage Movement. This is a Penguin Classic collection, I think. I see it has a foreword and it has an edited by. This is a nonfiction, obviously. I realized that I haven't read like a feminist lit book in like a full year. I need to rectify that. I should be reading them more often than I am because I quite enjoy reading and learning, but I just haven't done it in a while. So this is on the summer TBR, and I'm definitely going to be annotating these nonfiction books because that's what I do with nonfiction and classics anyway. And I think I'm going to like it, and I love this cover. The other writing book I was talking about was Save the Cat Writes a Novel by Jessica Brody. I actually read about half of this book last year, but I decided I'm just going to restart this year because it's not the type of book that you can like put down in the middle and still fully understand what she's trying to teach you. And this time I'm going to mark it up. I don't know why I didn't do that last time. I'm clearly not afraid to annotate a book. So this time I'm going to try to read it all in one sitting and understand what she's trying to teach me. This is a nonfiction, obviously, about how to write a novel. She's got, I think, like a 15-step thing, and it's really helpful, I think. I don't know, I haven't written a published work, because it tells you the type of story you're trying to write and then how to write that story following these beats with examples and how those examples did it and follow the beats that she's trying to teach you how to do. So I really want to read this full thing and try and learn from it. And then the final book on my summer TBR, I'm gonna be doing other summer reading challenges, so probably gonna read other books besides these, but it is Why Nations Fail. This is a nonfiction book, obviously, about why nations fail. It is very thick, it is very informative, it has pictures and graphs and statistics, and it's very well researched. I want to read this for 3 reasons. Number 1, we are living in a failed nation right now in America, clearly. Number 2, the history, this type of history interests me, just in general. And number 3, I think it's going to be helpful to know about this, because this is like the type of book that I'm writing would be inspired by the things that happen in this nonfiction book. So I think it's going to be very informative, and I've had this one for a while as well, and it's very thick and it's intimidating, and that's why I have not started it, but this summer is the time to start it. That is it for my summer TBR. It's like 14 or 15 books. I need to read that many books anyway because I am falling behind on my reading goal. Clearly I've been behind this whole year. Wish me luck. I am planning on doing a few reading vlog videos, and I definitely want to do a Summerween reading week with different books than these, because they would obviously need to be like Halloween spooky books. So look for that probably later in July. But for now, that is all from me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what books are on your summer TBR, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!